On today's episode, we talk about how much money I made in 30 days from 3 Udemy courses, a podcast, and a YouTube channel. And trust me, it's not a lot. So about 3 years ago, I started my business. And after having 3 years of my business operating, I finally decided that this year was the year that I was going to give it an honest shot and try to make some money. Go figure that 2020 is probably the craziest year we've had in quite a while. Now, obviously I'm working full-time, but in an effort to prepare myself for the future, and maybe even retire early at 40 or 50, I thought that I could start to try to make money online from a side hustle, namely this business. So I decided that a good way to do this would be to start putting content online. After all, look at all the social media influencers pulling in millions of dollars online. It's absolutely crazy. Now, I have no desire to be an influencer in the typical sense, but I do want to influence people to do one thing: love what they do and have them enjoy their overall life because they are so content with their work. Hence the name Proper Consulting. I want people to thrive professionally and personally, right? Proper. Now, in order to do that and make money, I thought I would tackle this goal in three ways. Sell courses online at an affordable price to help people get better at communication and presentation skills. Start a podcast to tackle some challenging work ideas and about work culture and how you can improve your work culture. And that's what you're listening to now, obviously. And then uploading those same podcasts to YouTube. So you could basically listen to what I've recorded here and put it on YouTube as well. Now, in 30 days after I released 3 courses, recorded 10 episodes, and uploaded 10 episodes to YouTube, I made, drumroll please, a whopping 5 cents. That is terrible. And it was pretty discouraging, but in all honesty, not surprising. That's because the barrier for entry for a lot of these things and to make money online consistently is significantly higher than just simply uploading and cashing in. So I want to cover the 3 ways you could make money on these platforms, as well as the big takeaway at the end. So how do you make money on Udemy? The nice thing about Udemy is that you don't need any specific audience requirements to make money on the platform. If you're able to upload a course, then you can make money. But the problem is that Udemy is a heavily saturated market with tons of courses already available in the topic that you probably want to cover. Well, first, I think you need to get a number of positive reviews for your course. This social proof is imperative for your success because if there are already classes in your topic, then why would somebody want to attend a class that has no reviews compared to one that has hundreds or thousands of reviews that are mostly positive? Think about your Amazon shopping habits. When was the last time you bought something that had less than 4 stars with less than 50 reviews? It's probably not often. You have that very special thing that's like 10 reviews at 5 stars and you're like, all right, I'll take a chance here. But you probably don't do that. The social proof is what drives a lot of our habits. If we know other people liked it, we're more likely to get in and be involved in it. So in order to get those reviews, I'd recommend giving it to your friends and family for free. Give them the free coupon codes on Udemy. Price it in at $0 when you first start out. And there are some requirements in Udemy where if you're putting out a course that is free, it has to be less than 2 hours or something like that. But what I would say is start distributing it for free and let people review them and have them give you their honest feedback. So if it's not that good, you have a chance to pull it down and retweak it and put it back up, right? So while you're doing that, right, that's going to build your social proof. And when you have enough social proof, you can start to set the price you want and hopefully start to make some sales. That being said, you're still competing with people who have a large audience. So in order to drive traffic to Udemy, it's a good idea to start building your brand elsewhere to drive traffic there. That's why I started the YouTube channel and the podcast. I hoped that when an audience hears my voice and trusts what my thoughts, they'd be more open to saying, okay, he knows what he's talking about. I might as well purchase a course from him. And if it's a course that is providing tremendous value where this person provides me tremendous value, through their channel, then $20 doesn't seem like a huge stretch. And I do have to say at this time, I did take down the course because after reviewing them, I do think I can make them with a bit higher quality, but they will come out again in the future, hopefully when I build a bigger audience. So keep an eye out. Now, making money on Anchor. For those of you who don't know, Anchor is a podcast hosting application. So just like a website needs a hosting platform where you have your URL hosted and your site hosted, your podcast needs a hosting site as well. So there's a number of hosting sites out there. In my opinion, Anchor is the best because honestly, it's free and they provide an immediate opportunity for you to monetize your channel. That means that as soon as you start putting out content, you have the potential to make money. And I guess now is as good a time as any to drop in our sponsored ad. So, it's no surprise. I am a fan of Anchor. I like what they're doing. They make it really easy to just start a podcast. And the funny thing is, this is where the 5 cents came from. After 10 plays of the podcast, after 10 episodes, I had a few plays. I got 5 cents that I mentioned earlier. This is where I made the money. And it's not a lot, but it's money that I made from just putting my ideas out there. So it's kind of cool. Now, I know that 5 cents isn't a lot, but in order to start to make a substantial amount of money, you need to build a solid audience, kind of the same way that I talked about with Udemy. There's just no way around it. You need a solid audience to come and to listen to you and to want to continue to subscribe to your channel and listen to all the things you're putting out there. So I need to continue to upload episodes. After 10, it makes sense why I haven't made that much money. First of all, there are thousands of podcasts out there. And so it's important for me to be able to distinguish myself and provide good content and good ideas. And so I'm going to keep putting out episodes, keep refining my ideas, and hopefully the audience will grow. Now, how do you make money on YouTube? YouTube is probably one of the first places you thought about when you thought about making money online. If I start a channel, I can make money. Absolutely. But there are some minimum requirements that you need before you can start putting ads on your channel. This is general knowledge, so I'm just going to cover it for anybody who doesn't know, but you can tune out if you do. You need at least 4,000 watch hours in the last 12 months and 1,000 subscribers. After you meet those requirements, you can start to add commercials to your videos and start to make money. The nice thing about that is that by the time you get your 1,000 subscribers, you've got an audience. People actually want to listen to you. And you can continue to motivate and encourage that audience to share what you have put out on your channel or to increasingly engage with your content. And based on the book, 1,000 True Fans, I think it's called, you can make a full-time living on 1,000 subscribers. And that's pretty cool to think about. Not from YouTube specifically, but being able to engage and provide value to those 1,000 subscribers in which they would then in turn pay you money for the value they provide, you can make a full-time living. And at some later point, I'll do a review on 1,000 True Fans, but not right now. What I have seen in YouTube, though, that in order to meet that minimum subscriber count, you generally need at least a year before these numbers start to go up. Because you upload 1 or 2 videos, you're lucky to get any subscribers. I uploaded 10 and I got 1 subscriber. So let that kind of be a gauge for your engagement with YouTube. Now, all of this is not to say don't do this or whatever it is. The 5 cents, it sucks, but I hope it doesn't discourage you because I want to get to the takeaways here. So why am I covering this in the levels of how do you make money on these platforms? Well, I want you to remember and highlight the fact that when you want to do anything that's going to, make a name for yourself or do anything of substance and be recognized for what you do, you have to be focused on the long game. If you want to be great and recognized in your area as a subject matter expert or someone with a great amount of knowledge in the subject, you need to put in years to make that happen. There's no shortcuts to that. There are no shortcuts to anything that you want to achieve that is worth its weight. Taking shortcuts in the short term lead to detriment and problems in the long term, and mostly due to the fact that when success comes, you don't have the mental fortitude to handle it. So much of the strength of our character is forged in the furnace of obscurity, where nobody watches or cares about what we're doing. Yeah, it sounded a bit poetic, but I like the idea, right? when nobody is watching and nobody cares about what you're doing, you need to just commit and be prepared to put out content and work on your dream and get no recognition for it. No thanks, no way to go, none of that. You just have to be unknown and continue to push forward. And that's really hard. And the problem is that so many people can't handle that. So many people out there want to tell you that, hey, I can figure out a way to get you that shortcut. They have a secret to making money online. If you just pay them $1,000 and they can show you how to triple that or quadruple that or make $1 million by the end of the year. There are so many people who want you to do that. Or if you invest with them, they can guarantee 10, 20% returns on all of your money. No questions asked, no problems. You'll make tons of money in just a couple of weeks. And hopefully you hear that and think to yourself, well, that's complete nonsense. And good, I hope you do. But there are so many millions of people out there who, in the place of desperation, will pay their last dollar in hopes of getting rich quickly. So while I was entirely disappointed to see only 5 cents in my account after 30 days, I realized that this journey is going to take a lot more time and a lot more effort than I thought. And I also wanted to highlight the fact that in the social media world, where all we want to do is put our best foot forward, I wanted to be open about my failure, about my 5 cents in 30 days, and hope that it'll help some of you deal with your own, understanding that, hey, you're putting out content and nobody's watching. You're not by yourself here. I'm right there with you. I'm not going to pretend like I have it all together and I have this thing figured out from the start, because that's simply not reality. My first 30 days resulted in a disappointing outcome, and that's okay. I'm going to keep trying. Ultimately, I've come to the realization that it is entirely possible that I may never make a dime from this endeavor. But hey, at least I made a nickel. Thanks for listening, and until next time, stay proper.